Right.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Lone Wolf Graham, and welcome to another episode of the Grahamcast podcast. And with me is returning for the second time for part two to the greatest podcast known to man, my mentor, Mr. Zaire Simpson. How you doing, man?
Life is beautiful on this side, champion. Like I always say, man, I'm on a mountaintop looking up. If I
I
was
love
any
it.
higher, I'd probably be a little worried.
Man, hey, bro, sometimes you gotta have you a jetpack so you can go closer. Feel me? Hey, man, today I wanna I wanna get some inputs, man, about some of your biggest mistakes in life and what did you learn from?
Mm,
Yeah, see, you weren't ready for this one, weren't you?
I'm always ready for it, man.
All right, man. So first thing, man, what's your biggest mistake and what did you learn from it?
All right, so I'm gonna just go within this last year.
Okay,
One
okay,
of my biggest mistakes in this last year was mistaking my success for its arrival. You
okay,
see what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because you got a little bit of success, don't think you arrived. You do what I'm saying? Don't think you know it all. Don't think you can't be taught nothing else because it's always another level.
right, right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the biggest mistakes is um, mistaking my success for its arrival.
Okay, okay,
And what did I learn from that? Is learn to be more coachable and more teachable.
yeah,
Right?
right, right. You can always be more coachable, more teachable.
Absolutely, because you could teach a humble person anything.
Right.
Yeah,
Yep, yep.
that's a good question too, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, for me, my biggest mistake is it was always, I was trying to live my life by other people's means. Trying to live my life exactly how I might have seen my peers lived, or probably like try to mimic how my family members was living.
Hmm.
Trying to, I wasn't really just me. I was trying to be something that I'm not. You know, and I learned, man, that everybody's path in life is not your path in life. You feel me?
Absolutely.
Everybody got their own steps. Everybody got their own routes. Everybody got their own map, right? So I had to figure out what was my route, what was my way of life. So it took me some time to find my niche, but eventually I found it, and then once I did, I just kind of rode the ball with it. I kind of didn't worry about other people's opinions or how they felt about me at that moment. I just kind of said, like, hey, bro, if you rock with me, you rock with me. If you don't rock with me, fuck you. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how it went. I used to try to get people's approval left and right. But after a while, I just realized people's approval don't mean shit in the world like that.
Because
Especially
they still trying to figure it out themselves, man.
right, especially if they're not like higher up in the world. Like, what do I need the approval for of somebody who goddamn can't tie their shoe? You feel me? Why would I need your approval for? Compared to, it'd be cool to have a approval of a person who's a CEO, but at the end of the day, I don't need his approval either. It'd be cool to have his approval. It's like a little bonus for the hard work I put in, but that's not what I do. That's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not
Right.
doing what I'm doing to for nobody's approval, for nobody's sake. You know.
Speak on it, brother man.
You said what?
Speak on it, brother man.
So, man, what is like the myth of overnight success? What is the myth of that?
The myth of overnight success.
Right.
Uh,
What does it mean to you?
you can't outthink the work. Everybody tries to find the shortcut, the magic pill, the magic bullet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gonna cut all the weight out from you right now. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be the magic.
Right.
No, you can't skip the work, no matter what it is that you do. You feel me? You
Yeah.
talk to a beautiful young lady for the first time, you got to put the work in is talking to her to make her your girl.
Right.
You know what
Right.
I mean? You you tend to a garden, you plant a seed, you have to put the work in to make that seed grow. You do what I'm saying? You want to drive from point A to point B. You have to put the work in and get from point A to point B. You can't just sit in a parked car and expect to get to where you need to go.
Right. You ain't gonna go nowhere unless you gonna push that motherfucker. Even then, I don't know. I ain't seen nobody push a car by themselves yet. It's usually like
So
3, 4 people.
my point being is you can't skip the work. You can't skip the work, and everybody wants to try to find a shortcut. Shortcuts don't last long.
Right. Right.
That's a simple statement, but it's so powerful.
Nah, real talk though. You real talk. Real talk.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know.
What about you? What about you? What's overnight success for you, sir?
To me, over the myth of overnight success is you're not gonna blow up in one night. It's very rare somebody can blow up in one night. You feel me? I've been doing this podcast for 3 years, and I'm just now starting to get the attention that I was looking for when I first started. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It's not the attention I want that I want right now. I would love for it to be out there in the world like that. But I'm satisfied with the level of traction that it's getting right now.
That's good.
You
Hey,
know,
hey, and I just heard it the other day too, man. Consistency compounds.
right?
Consistency compounds. Um, you heard of compound effect before, correct?
Yeah,
I don't know if we had this conversation before. Can't remember. But you remember we talked about the penny that doubled every
yeah,
day for
uh huh,
30 days. It's that same principle, bro.
right,
It's the same principle. Because if you look at a penny by itself, you would think it's invaluable. It's just a penny. What I'm gonna do with a penny? You know what I'm saying? But if you
right,
double that penny every day, you just stay consistent with doubling every single day for 30 days. The number that you get at the end of that 30 days is very amazing. It's astronomical, really.
right.
Truly. Yo, you got some really good questions, bro. You older.
Man, it's just some of this shit I just be thinking about it as I go along half the time. Sometimes
Mhm.
I use YouTube Studio. I ain't gonna lie. I be using YouTube Studio like for 90% of my topics because I be like, damn, that's a hard ass topic. I ain't think of that. I'm using that. So but sometimes I do come up with my own.
Leverage.
Yeah, yeah,
Leverage, man. That's what you're supposed to do. Leverage.
yeah.
Leverage the things that are already there. That way you can use your time to be more effective.
Right, right,
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to spend majority of your time trying to figure something out when there's a tool that can figure that out for you. You can use your time to do more effective things, like
yeah,
actually hosting the podcast.
right. Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly,
And even
exactly.
then,
That's exactly
like,
what it is.
you put me onto the travel agent game. Even then, I don't expect to just be booking shit, like left and right, like I'm goddamn, got 5,500 clients. I just started, which is I'm cool with that because I'm learning on how to, I'm learning on what I'm doing, but I'm also building my own connections. Same way with my podcast, like when I first started, I probably had two, 2 to 4 people who actually, did the shit with me. You feel me?
Mhm.
One of them is Jay Sean. When I first told him, we went to school together. So when I first told him about it, he said he had his as well, but he didn't know how to quite do what it do, operate it the way he wanted to operate. So, I had him on my podcast and I kind of showed him how I operated mine to give him some sort of idea. Granted, we have 2 different podcasts, but I know that I have experience in this area because I've done it and I figured it out. But maybe he didn't have the time to figure it out. Uh oh,
Absolutely.
we're having some technical difficulties here.
Oh, can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You good over there, man?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Man, over there,
Yeah.
having technical difficulties. But
I don't
like
know
I
if you
was
see
saying,
me still.
yeah, yeah, I can see you. I'm looking dead
All
at you.
right.
But like I was saying, at the time he didn't know how to operate how he wanted it, so he can't. I invited him on mine. He was like one of my first few guests actually, to when I
Uh,
first started this. And when I brought him on, we chopped it up. Before we did it, we chopped it up and everything. And then when we got on, he saw how it was to operate. And then once he got adjusted, I run my podcast. Man, I had him on 2, 3 more episodes. And I'm
yep.
like, real
The
talk,
consistency.
it was like we went to school together. You feel me? So it's like we got high school from different sides of the ball. You feel me? I was giving him high school all 4 years through my perspective, to which that he didn't know. You feel me? And I was getting it through his perspective. You feel me? So that's kind of how I built my podcast. Everybody that's close to me, we have like legit history. Same way as me and you, me and TJ, me and Jay Sean, me and my brother Marcus and Kaylin. Yes, we're all different people, but I have individual history with each and one of you. So that way, we can do 6, 7, 8 podcasts. You feel me? But they're not the same podcasts. They're different. They're different stories about what we've been through in life and how we interacted. During our times. Like we can do one in 3 years when I'm 30, and each year we will have different stories. That's kind of how my podcast is. It's like a TV show, damn near. But everybody has a close personal connection to where it feels more homegrown. It feels more at home. It's not like Joe Rogan's podcast or Shannon Sharp's podcast. Yeah, they have great podcasts, and then they have great people from Hall of Famers to celebrities to actors. They have that, and that's cool. That's not something I really look for. I don't care about one social status. I don't care how much money you may have. I don't care who knows you around the world. I don't care about none of that. Because at the end of the day, when you die, God don't care about your fame. God don't care about the money you got. You could be the richest person in the world. If you're a piece of shit person, God is not going to fuck with you.
So what do you care about?
I just care about being a decent human being for once. Be actual decent human beings. I mean, you don't have to be my friend. You don't have to agree with everything I say or may do. But if you go, at least be respectful, and even if you don't, just stay away from me. Then go do your own thing. It ain't no problem. But I don't have time to be trying to sit here and debate whether somebody likes me based off the things that I do.
Mhm.
If you go rock with me, you rock with me about who I am as a person. I'm not. I ain't never really been into the social world. I know people. I see people that I may know, but you're not just going to catch me out and about. With a big crowd of people. That's not my thing. So yeah, like the people that I hang with, yeah, they fit in that role. They can do the social events, the meetings and all that. I'm just the background character, bro. I'll just be chilling in the back, doing my own thing.
Everyone has a role.
Right,
Everyone has a role, bro.
right,
It's important for you to know what your role is in life. It seems like you know what your role is in life. But like you said, don't go try to be something that you're not.
right. I've
That's how you
always
live a discontent life.
Right. I've always just stayed in the background. I've always been like that background character, and that's kind of just been me. That's kind of how I am. Like people notice me, people know that I'm here, but I'm not just like out there. I'm
Like
not the
again,
first thing people see. They'll probably
and
see like,
again, people say again, people. Everybody has a role to play. Like think about the people who put this platform together. So we got host this podcast. We don't see them. They're in the
right,
background. They're in the tech side. We don't see them. They're not in the front hosting. You know what I'm saying? We don't
yeah,
see the engineers for Facebook, things of that nature, right? So
right,
it's important for you to know your role. You found your role. Now you develop yourself in your role. You deploy yourself in your role.
right.
You do what I'm saying? So that way you can be the best version of yourself that you possibly can.
Real talk.
That's what's up. I'm glad you found that.
So, what is the
Yeah.
crucible of collapse to you?
One more time.
The crucible of collapse. What does that look like to you?
The crucible of collapse. What is the crucible of collapse?
Look like to you?
Okay. So, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the lesson that was learned. That's when you think you've made it. You've made it to the top. You know what I'm saying? Like there's nothing else that you can learn. Because once you stop learning, only listen, it's only two sides of the spectrum. Living and dying.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
And if you're growing, you're living, right?
right.
If you're not growing,
You're not living.
right? So what is the crucible of collapse? Get yourself together. You got it.
Yeah, that was
Is is reaching the point where you feel like you can't be taught anything else. That's why I said remain teachable. You know what I'm saying?
right.
You know, listen, if you living, nah, let me put it like this, bro.
Come on, Master Shifu.
If if you got sick, bro, it's only two things you need to worry about.
We're getting better.
If you get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right. But if you're getting worse,
You only got two things to worry about.
one of those things is getting better.
Living or dying.
Yeah,
If you live,
getting
bro,
better.
you don't got nothing to worry about. Die.
It's a
You only
win-win.
got two things to worry about.
It's a win-win situation in my eyes. It's a win-win.
Yo,
Now that's kind of like Squid Games. People are like, "Would you join?" Hell yeah, that's a win-win situation. If I win, I'm no longer in debt. If I lose, I'm no longer in debt. It's a win-win situation. But the crucible of collapse
crucible.
is to me. The crucible of collapse to me is hanging yourself by your deepest fears, and you let that dictate how successful you're going to be. Your biggest fears can be your crucible. You have all this going for you. You have all this money. Your 401k is good. Your wife, you got family. Y'all going on vacation every 6 months. Everything is going good for you. But that one fear of failure could be your crucible. Just even if you let a small ounce of fear of failure control your life, that could be your crucible. Because now you're going so hard and not failing that you're slowly failing. You just don't realize it yet. Whether you're overworking yourself, you overstress yourself, and your body starts to deteriorate over time, you're still failing. Or whether you feel like the work is getting too much for you and your mental breakdown, you're still failing. Too much of anything can cause you to fail. Too much money, too much power, too much fame, too much attention, too much of anything can cause even the most successful of people to fail. Look at Diddy. Diddy was at the top of the world, but he started doing too much. Now look where he's at. You know, R.
I think we
Kelly.
can. I think you just kind of just equivalated having money as to being on top of the world.
Well,
Think about
it's
it. It's rich
well
people
like
that's unhappy.
right. Well, what I'm saying is, I'm just saying like even I'm saying like people feel like you need to have all the money in the world, all the cars, all the women to be considered king of the world. But
Kill it.
those are the most damaged of people.
Kill
Why?
it.
Because they let materialistic items, they let materialistic things control who they are as a person. Control control their human tendencies. Let's say, it clouds their morality. It throws off their it throws off their judgment. When people see people with so much money and all these nice cars and they see 45 different bad women around them, they don't think that this dude is unhappy with himself. This dude is got something going on. No, when they see that, they think, oh man, this dude living good. This dude on top of the world.
Hmm.
He got all this money. He got all these cars. This man can't nothing be wrong with this man. And then what happened? 20 years later, oh da 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 da, rape case. Da 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 da, shot and murder. Da 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 da, Diddy parties. And then people is like, oh man, I didn't think he would go that route. I didn't think he would do that. And like, bro, like they show you what type of person they is long before the fame. You feel me? Long before the
Don't go
glory.
around making assumptions, bro. Don't go around making assumptions. Don't go around seeing these people that you see on these screens and
Right,
assuming you know their life based on some stories that you read too. You don't know what people going through, man.
right.
And
And
that don't just go for celebrities too. That goes for everyday people as well.
right. Like you can see this is everyday people. So it's like I don't like I don't care for failing. I'm a failure. Failure is part of life. You learn, you live, learn, you fail, and you grow. You
Yup.
know. So don't be so focused on not failing that you forget the biggest part of being you. You feel me? Don't be so afraid of people not liking you or people not respecting you that you become this monster that people like. People love a good monster. People love a good face monster. A person who can be the face of a company, but behind they don't give a damn. They doing whatever. People love them a good monster. I don't know why. If you can bring butts and seats, if you can entertain the people, if you can if you can just control the human mind, you feel me? If you can control the human mind to think the way you want people to think, bro, you can control the world, man.
It's a powerful statement right there, Tony. I'm gonna ponder on that one for sure.
Like real talk,
Go
like
back down.
if you can shape how a person think, move, operate, if you can manipulate that one person,
It's called influence. I ain't gonna go into manipulation, but it's called influence.
well, what is the thing? Influence, influence and manipulation is two different things. Influence could be more of, like my life, right? Like the way, like how I lived my life the last year, growing up, well, not growing up, living in a homeless shelter while going to school, finally got my apartment, finally got my podcast up and running. Finally, I'm doing the travel agent thing. I can, that could be somebody's influence to achieve their dreams. You feel me? That can be somebody's influence. Manipulation would be if I'm in your ear and I'm feeding you everything, and you're taking it like a sponge. I'm feeding you information. I'm feeding you ideas, and I'm feeding you things to fit my agenda, to fit my purpose. Not this is not for your purpose. This is strictly for my purpose. I'm feeding you everything you want to hear.
So what I'm hearing is influence is getting you to do things based on the things that you desire, whereas manipulation is on the other side of the spectrum, where it's getting you to do things for the thing that I desire. Understood. Yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. Like that's way to break that down between. So a lot of y'all gotta ask yourselves: Are you being manipulated or are you being influenced? So ask yourself, Tony Tone. I got time for one more question, bro.
Oh well, we're about to wrap this up anyways, man. Uh, beyond the blame game and your path to purpose.
Beyond
So,
the blank game.
yep, and your path to purpose. And we're gonna wrap it up right here.
It's easy to do this. It's easy to point the finger at somebody else. Easy. That's what it
Easier,
is.
bro. I've been doing it for
And
like
and
25 years of my
def-
life.
the definition is of easy is something I can do. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to go ahead and turn that finger right back and point it right back at you. But little do you know, like everything that happens in your life, you take responsibility for it, whether you like it or not. You take responsibility of for it because the principle is what I eat don't make you shit.
Right. They always say for each finger that you point, there's three pointing back at you. So,
Yeah, you don't take the responsibility to the head.
we're having technical difficulties again. Oh, there we go. Come on, Zaire, man. Need you to lock in, fam.
Oh, you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. I need you to lock in, fam.
Camera being bougie, but so we ain't holding up time. But yeah, that's really what it is, man. Taking responsibility and accountability for yourself. That's two of the things. That's two of the pillars that I look for in people when I partner with them. Yeah, I look for accountability.
Okay,
Can
okay.
they be accountable? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because it's easy to blame. So easy to play the blame game. You
right.
know, like even right now, like oh, the camera ain't working. Figure it out.
Yeah.
You know what
It's
I'm
easy
saying?
to, it's easy.
Or my job ain't doing this and this and the other. Oh, they not doing this, and this. It's the government that's doing none of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
You are responsible for everything that happens in your life.
Yeah, I feel you,
Everything.
man. Think for me, you know, I spent 25 years of my life blaming people for my mistakes, my fuck ups. Did they have like a factor of my decisions? I mean, probably a thought process, but that's only like 2%.
Mhm.
You feel me? That's only like 2% of the blame. The other 98% of the blame is on me. So, you know, for the better part of my life, I used to always point fingers at, for my fuck ups and my mistakes. I just got tired of shifting the blame. So I just started taking all the blame, everything that, I felt that wasn't my fault. Absolutely. You know, could I done something better? Always. Would I take back what I done? Absolutely fucking not. Because I needed to learn that. I had to learn that lesson. For my time in the military, I had to learn my lessons, and then going to school, dropping out. My first go around being a chemistry major, those are lessons I had to learn. It's
Nobody take
lessons,
those lessons from you either, bro. Can't nobody take those lessons from you.
right?
Those are your lessons. That's your knowledge.
So, but my path to purpose. I think my path to purpose is to continue doing what I'm doing. You know, continue make meaningful connections, whether it's in the travel agent world or if my podcast somehow get that overnight success and it skyrockets to the moon. You feel me? And a lot of people notice what I'm doing and they want to be a part of it. They want to be a part of actually changing the world for the better. It's easy. It's easy to say like I wish the world was good, but and to actually put in good. You feel me?
Put in the work.
Right. You can say all the time all you want. Like, oh man, the world needs to be a better place, the world needs to be this, the world needs to be that. Well, what the fuck are you doing? Cause for
To
right now,
help that. Yo.
what I'm seeing is I see a lot of people celebrating the death of a man who was just expressing his own opinions and beliefs. Now, I don't agree with none of what Charlie Kirk said. I don't believe none of the shit he was talking about. I feel like honestly, in a lot of debates, he sounded fucking retarded. That's his opinions, that's his beliefs. You feel me? Everything that he said, I feel like it was dumb. It was dumb as hell. It wasn't nothing what he said was intelligent. In fact, I believe too that the motherfucker was racist. But I'm not gonna I'm not gonna sit here and kill a man on live TV based off his beliefs. Oh, we're doing it again. Zaire.
Yes, sir.
Okay, bet. But no, like, I don't agree with nothing that he was saying. You feel me? Like he said that black people should go back to slavery because crimes were less committed. He said some stupid shit about abortions. Like he said a lot of dumb shit, and he was probably a racist, knowing he was a Republican. Most Republicans they are racist. You feel me? Whoop de doo. We been knowing that. That ain't nothing. That's not new information. It'd be different if this was all new information. That's why I don't see why people so tripping over this shit. Like, bro, he's a Republican. There is a 99% chance he was probably racist. Not real shit. Like, it was real shit. There was a 99% chance he was probably racist any fucking way. Let's just call it what it is. But he wasn't lynching folks. You feel me? He wasn't out here killing nobody, bro. He was minding his own business, doing debates and shit.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
So,
The human side coming out, man.
right. And to kill this man in the fashion they did it, they killed this man in front of his wife, kids, and family. Everybody talking about, oh, he doesn't show empathy. Okay, bro, that doesn't mean you have to show empathy for him, but show empathy for his family. Like, despite what you may feel about him, maybe his family didn't have the same beliefs that he had. Y'all so focused on hating one person, y'all not looking at the bigger picture of the shit. And that goes for any other person. You feel me? Like, people point their hates for their own selfish agendas. I hate a lot of people. You feel me? I hate the dude who killed my cousin. But if something was to happen to him, I would feel bad for his mother, for his sisters, cousins, whatever, somebody that was
Right.
close to him, because they didn't want to see him go through that. I'll feel bad for them, but fuck him personally. But me personally, fuck him. You feel me? And it's okay to have that. You can feel empathy for somebody else's family that you might not like. Just because you don't like that person doesn't mean that the people that love and care about them should get that hate too, because 9 times out of 10, they might not even support dude's beliefs. For example, the dude that shot him, his family was Republican, and guess what? They still turned him in. You feel me? So you can't just assume that it was the other side without knowing the full details. Because everybody was either assuming he was either black or a Democrat, and he was either one of them. He was white, and his family was Republican.
Yeah.
You feel
No,
me? And
that's
those
so
are,
weird.
and those are the facts. Those aren't like
Yeah, you laid it out just like that, bro. That's exactly what it is, dude.
so.
And
It's
you
like
gotta take it for yourself.
we're shifting hate towards something that's not even there. Especially for black folks. Like, I'll get it. They came at us first. But once we found out what the truth was, nigga, laugh and go about your business. Let them figure it out amongst them. Because now it's a Republican problem. They gotta sort that shit out. It's a Republican and right party problem. They gotta sort that shit out. It wasn't no Democrat killed them, no black person killed them. So as far as I know, shit, we're in the clear. We're innocent. We're good. Black folks, I don't do the politics shit. I'm not Democrat, so I don't care about them motherfuckers. But for the black folks, hey, we're good. We ain't do shit, so we're out the way. But but yeah, bro, it's like instead of be quick to hate people, man, we need to wait and to see how our story develops before we make that judgment.
Yeah. Hit that shit right on the head, Tony.
Like honestly, bro, like that's it. That's all I. That's it, bro. Just wait, wait for it to the story to actually finish developing before jumping to conclusions.
Yeah.
And that's for both sides: blacks, white, Republicans, Democrats. Don't matter. Let the story develop first before you even assume who it was, because assume don't only do nothing but make an ass out of you and me.
Well,
But hey, man. Hey, bro, I'm done, man. Unless you got something that you wanna add on.
oh, thank you as always for having me on this amazing platform, bro. It's amazing connecting with you as always. We had some great conversations just this week alone.
Facts, we
You know
did.
what I'm saying? So let's continue to grow. Let's continue to get every 1% better every single day. You know what I'm saying? Because consistency is the only thing that's gonna compound.
Hey,
And that's it, man.
already. Hey, man, appreciate you for joining. Hey, this is the Grimcast podcast. Tune in next time.